Warning: this video discusses allegations of sexual assault and references a suicide attempt. Viewer discretion is advised. In April 2026, one of the biggest games on Roblox got caught in one of the platform's most serious controversies to date. This isn't a simple YouTuber drama story. It involves a former colleague relationship, allegations of sexual assault, and a public breakdown that ended with hospitalization. I'm going to walk through what's actually been said by whom and when, without picking a side for you. This is a developing situation, sources conflicts on key points, and nothing here has been resolved by any independent investigation or legal process. So, let's get into it. First, let's start with some context for anyone who doesn't play Roblox and is employed. Pressure is a horror survivor game on the platform, built in the style of games like Doors. Basically, you're trapped in a facility, moving through rooms, avoiding monsters, and it's one of the platform's biggest hits, with hundreds of millions of visits and peaks over 100,000 concurrent players. It's developed under a group called Urban Shade. The central figure is your friend Zeal, but let's just call him Zeal as everybody else does. Zeal is the lead developer and project lead behind Pressure. Now, the other central figure is no longer Noel, who also goes by Ren. Ren is a musician and a composer who worked on Pressure's soundtrack and was previously part of the development team before leaving. Those are the two people at the center of this. Everyone else, other developers, community members, commentators, is just reacting to what happened between them. On April 8, 2026, Ren published a Google document on her burner account, which was reportedly over 140 pages long, containing more than 200 screenshots of private conversations between Ren and Zeal. In it, Ren laid out a story that goes back further than most people realized. According to Ren, they left the Pressure development team earlier in 2025, citing psychological strain and being overworked. Ren also said they were cut off from the rest of the team's communication channels afterward. But the most serious claim in the document centers on a specific night, September 3rd, 2025, 2 days before the Roblox Developers Conference, or RDC, which was being held in San Jose, California. According to Ren's account, Zeal came to their hotel room to comfort them after a period of emotional distress, where Ren had a breakdown. Ren says that over the course of that visit, an encounter occurred that Ren did not consent to, describing being emotionally exhausted and unable to actively participate or object. Ren has said that they are financially independent from Pressure and don't need anything from Zeal or the team. The goal of publishing the document, in Ren's words, was accountability rather than a personal reconciliation. It's worth being upfront here. Ren's document reportedly also includes messages that are sexually explicit in nature, sent by Ren in the weeks after RDC. Ren has addressed this directly, saying that those messages don't reflect consent on the night in question, and apparently that it was just Ren fawning. And Ren has also disclosed having borderline personality disorder, or BPD, explaining that some of the messages might read as more willing than the situation actually was. I'm not going to read or reproduce those messages in this video. What matters for this timeline is that both sides have publicly acknowledged that they exist and disagree sharply about what they mean. After a bit, Zeal responded publicly, first with a written statement and later with a video. The core of his position is different from Ren's. Zeal has said that the relationship between him and Ren was, in his accounts, mutual and consensual, both during and after RDC. He has pointed to the continued communication between the two of them after the conference as evidence there was no indication, in his words, that any boundary had been crossed at a time. Zeal also acknowledged that things broke down between them afterward. He described it as a breakdown in trust and communication, and said that he made the decision to distance himself from Ren. He said, looking back, that he could have communicated more carefully. He's also asked people not to harass anyone connected to the situation and not to spread unverified claims, while saying he needed time to review everything so that any further response from him would be, in his words, responsible, which is understandable. Then things escalated further. According to widely circulated reports, including from people who reported or archives a since privated video, Zeal posted a video responding to the allegations that appeared to show a suicide attempt. Multiple sources reported that Zeal was hospitalized afterward, and a statement attributed to people close to him asked the public to stop contacting them and said the priority right now was Zeal's condition. I want to flag something important. Some commentators noted that portions of Zeal's written statement look like they may have been partially AI generated. That hasn't been confirmed either way, but it's part of why some viewers reacted skeptically to his response rather than taking it entirely at a face value. But also what's fucked up is that when Zeal did the stream or the video, people made remixes. They remixed the video of him breaking down and crying into music videos, which is fucked up. Anyway, once the document and the responses went public, the fallout was fast. Community wikis and fan spaces dedicated to pressure put up notices asking people not to harass the developers and not to spread unconfirmed details, while acknowledging the situation was serious enough that they couldn't just ignore it either. At least one other developer connected to the project, the voice actor and content creator Gianni Matrograno, publicly stepped away from the involvement with pressure after the document came out, and so did a lot of other voice actors. A lot of people, developers, mods, everybody cut ties with pressure almost immediately. A lot of fan-made Discord servers were completely shut down and abandoned after this situation came forward. The online reaction was leaned heavily in Ren's favor. A large number of community members said that they would stop supporting the game under Zeal's leadership, and so have floated the idea of pressure being handed off to a different lead developer entirely, so the rest of the team's work doesn't get lost along with Zeal's reputation. Ren, for their part, has said that they've received significant support from the community, and has continued pointing people towards their music rather than asking for donations tied to the situation directly. Some community discussion has also pointed people towards resources like Rain's National Sexual Assault Hotline for anyone affected by similar experiences. It's also worth noting the story is unfolding at the same time Roblox as a platform is under separate, unrelated legal pressure, including lawsuits over child safety failures on their platform in general. Those cases aren't connected to the Zeal Ren situation specifically, but they're part of the wider backdrop of scrutiny Roblox is facing in 2026. And some viewers have folded two stories together in commentary, which is worth being careful about. But also, you may ask, Alma, you're a VTuber, why are you covering this? This does not tie to you at all. Well, I am a VTuber, but also, after getting so many fans, over 30,000 followers and everything, Ren came out as a VTuber. Ren has a model rigged and already. So I think this kind of ties itself to the VTuber community. I know not a lot of VTubers play Roblox, but this is the game that I've been personally playing for a long time, and it's something that I saw unfold in real time. Now for the update, because this story didn't stay frozen at he said, she said. Several months after the original document, reports emerged that Zeal's legal representation, some accounts say specifically his mother acting on his behalf, sent Ren a cease and desist letter. Shortly after that, Ren took down her social media accounts, and according to multiple reports, the original document as well. Following that, the reports say Zeal's side is not pursuing further legal action. At the same time, new voices emerged in the conversation. A former pressure developer using the name Cyborg gave an interview presenting messages and screenshots that, in their telling, suggest Ren described the encounter with Zeal in more consensual terms, privately than she did publicly. Separately, another person connected to RDC going by Blue, because their name is anonymous due to safety concerns, gave an account described as raising doubts about parts of Ren's story. Here's what I want to be careful, because this is exactly the kind of moment where a story can flip too fast in the public's mind. A few things are worth holding on to. First, cease and desist letter is a legal tool, not a verdict. It's more like lawyers saying, hey, if you don't want to go down the legal route, we advise you to take this stuff down. It's more of a warning than an actual verdict. People take down accounts and documents in response to legal pressure for all kinds of reasons. Cost, exhaustion, advice from a lawyer, wanting the public exposure to stop, not only because the underlying claim was false. Taking something down isn't the same as retracting it. Second, former friend testimony cuts both ways as evidence. It can genuinely be important context, especially if it includes screenshots, but it's still one more personal account in a dispute that's already made up of competing personal accounts. It's not an independent or legal finding either. Third, nobody in the story, Ren, Zeal, Cyborg, or Blue, has had their claims tested in a courtroom or by any independent investigator. Everything remains allegation versus allegation now with more people involved. So, the honest way to frame this update isn't "she was lying the whole time." It's new accounts have emerged that conflict with Ren's version. Legal pressure led her to taking her material down, and the balance of public opinion has shifted, but nothing has actually been legally or independently resolved. So, let's separate out what's actually confirmed from what's still disputed, because that's the responsible way to leave this. Confirmed because multiple parties or reports agree on it. Ren and Zeal had a personal relationship. They were both at RDC in September 2025. Something happened between them in a hotel room. Their relationship deteriorated afterwards. Zeal was hospitalized following the public response to the allegations. Zeal's side later sent Ren a cease and desist letter. Ren took down her social media and the original documents, and no further legal action is currently being pursued by Zeal's side. Disputed. Whether what happened in the hotel room was consensual or not, whether Zeal's later conduct constituted continued pursuit of manipulation, as Ren alleges normal post-relationship contact, as Zeal frames it. Whether other members of the pressure team knew about the incident beforehand and failed to act, whether the accounts from Cyborg and Blue represents the fuller truth or a one-sided rebuttal, and whether Ren's removal of her materials reflects a retraction or simply a response to a legal pressure. Not yet established by any outside investigation. Any of it, legally speaking. No criminal charges, court ruling, or formal independent finding has been reported as of this video. Everything is just public right now, on both sides, including the more recent counter accounts. Remains personal testimony rather than a fact, basically. But I would love to mention that in the beginning, when Ren posted the document, she said that she could not take the legal action against Zeal due to them being in different countries. But the fun fact is that when Zombie posted the interview with Blue, Ren suddenly wanted to sue Zombie, even though they are both from different countries. So that was something to see. So, that's where things stand. This is a situation involving two people's private lives becoming very public very fast, with serious allegations on one side and a firm denial on the other, plus a game and a community caught in the middle. I'd rather give you the accurate timeline than tell you what to think about it. If you want to read the source documents or Zeal's full statement yourself, I'll link what I can in the description. Just know that some of that material is graphic, so take care with that if you go looking. If this story develops further statements, legal action, anything official, I'll follow up. On another note, see this as an example why you should never jump the gun immediately when something like this happens. Always listen to both sides and come to your own conclusion. So many people were at the first side that had a lot of lies, a lot of miscommunications, a lot of stuff that was hidden from every other person. And they immediately jumped on Zeal, immediately jumped on the dev team, everybody associated with the game. If you did not have the same mindset as them, and if you wanted to stay neutral, you were a horrible person. And half of Twitter would jump your ass. I'm not kidding. I am blocked by like 50% of Ren supporters. So take this as an example. What lying can do to somebody's life. Zeal has lost his team, his friends, his partnerships. Zeal has lost everything. And I'm not lying when I say the game will never be the same as it was. It will never have the same traction as it did before. Because a lot of people just jumped the gun. A lot of voice actors just left. They are now hiring people to work on the game. But just saying that it is a horrible situation from both sides. I'm sure Ren is going through a lot right now too, given the situation. But she has received a lot of support. So she will be fine. Zeal will be fine. Everybody will be fine. At the end of the day, we move on. But yeah, that's it. Thanks. Bye.